Have you ever felt a quiet stirring inside after a period of collapse and transformation, something subtle, but undeniable? Like the first bloom after a long winter, the fermentation stage arrives when the soul begins to rise. Welcome to part 5 of Breaking Shadows, where we explore the psychological stages of alchemy as a path to personal transformation. Today's focus is on fermentation, the point where insight begins to take root, and you experience a kind of spiritual resurrection. By now, you've endured the ego's breakdown in calcination, weathered the emotional unraveling of dissolution, sorted truth from illusion in separation, and begun to realign in conjunction. But fermentation, this is different. It's not just about healing, it's about rising. Something greater than the self, call it soul, spirit, the higher self emerges from the compost of your suffering. You may feel creative inspiration flooding in, synchronicities lining up, or a new sense of joy and direction beginning to light your path. Carl Jung, who developed much of his psychological model on the symbolic framework of alchemy, understood fermentation as the moment when the self is touched by the numinous. It is not manufactured by effort, it is invited through surrender. You may find yourself writing again, painting, returning to nature, or feeling inexplicably drawn to spiritual study or healing work. These aren't distractions, they're signs that your soul is active and leading the way. But this stage can also be confusing. Just when you thought the darkness had passed, a deeper mystery begins to unfold. The old life is gone, but the new one isn't fully formed yet. This is a time to be patient and intentional. Protect your energy. Curate what you allow into your life. What you consume now, books, conversations, even food, can either nourish your rebirth or interrupt it. You are literally cultivating new life. Fermentation is a reminder that transformation is not linear. It spirals. You may still grieve what's gone even as something new begins to rise. But now, your inner compass is more trustworthy. You're no longer reacting, you're responding. You're no longer escaping, you're creating. You're no longer lost, you're being led. So if you're in this space, between the breakdown and the breakthrough, know this is sacred ground. Trust the process. Trust your soul. The decay was necessary, but this part. This is magic. And it's just the beginning. Fermentation represents renewal, a stage where individuals awaken to deeper awareness and fresh perspectives. This shift often sparks creativity, inspiration, and a renewed sense of purpose. It is closely tied to those moments when people feel called to follow their passions or begin new journeys. Fermentation invites openness, curiosity, and the courage to step beyond familiar patterns. Rather than only leaving old ways behind, it emphasizes growing new habits and practices that reflect one's true self. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Alchemy Transformation for more content designed to guide and support your spiritual evolution. Drop a comment below and tell us, what signs of soul awakening have you noticed recently? Your experience might be the reflection someone else needs to move forward. Be sure to check out the links in the video description for additional tools and resources to help guide you on this process. Tune in next week for part 6, Distillation, where we'll explore the refinement of wisdom, discernment, and truth. Until then, stay grounded, stay resilient, and walk gently. You are becoming whole.